I was a little bit late starting. I may have lost track of time a little bit. Not too much. But maybe a smidge. Maybe a smidge. It's a lot to set up and remember while I'm trying to do this. This is going to be a very slow stream. Oh, dear. But I'm hoping it'll be fun. But we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it yet, let alone anybody else. Oh, dear. All right, what else do I need to set up? Why are you behaving so badly? Stop that. Oh, no, I believe if I click on the results, yeah, I can see the individual dice. Good. We need those for certain things. Sorry, I'm just getting myself used to using Foundry again. It's been a while. It has been a while. Now I believe I can just do rolls for attack from here. No, hang on, that's your level. Okay, so I think I roll from your longbow here, right? Yep. And I believe you've got, yes, you do have one cantrip. All right, good. Good. Hey, Serenity, welcome, welcome. I hope you are doing well. Hope you're feeling better than yesterday, at least. I also don't really know, due to scaling, how clear any of the text is going to be. It's not hugely important, but much better. That's good. That's good. I'm kind of stalling for time. I'm seeing if anyone's going to turn up early. So I'm going to just do one introduction to what I'm trying to do here. I'm happy to go over it again and again, but let's just clear this out. That's better. So I think because this is a PDF, that's why this doesn't really react very well, but that's fine. That's fine. Everything is fine. Can I put my heroes down on my hotbar? No, it always has to be macros. I probably could do it, but I've forgotten how this thing works. Text is a bit small, but I'll get you up on a laptop with a small monitor, so everything is teeny. Yeah, I mean, and I think because of the scaling, you're not going to be able to read the text that easily anyway. But like I say, I'll talk through everything that we do anyway. You should be in old. So the idea behind this, the idea behind this is basically we're doing a make it up as you go along D&D campaign. And then this resource, which was gifted to me, is called the Solo Adventurer's Toolbox. And basically what it is just a series of tables you can roll on to decide what happens, basically. And then you play your way through them. And then I did also get gifted the second version of this book, which kind of just add some more ideas into it. There are different things you can do, but I'm just going to use the first one for now as we kind of get used to it and play around with it and see if this is fun or not, basically. Hey, Mikazuki. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. So basically all we've got is we've got the resource book. We've got... I'll close it down for now. We've got a very empty overworld map, which I think I've now got doing the right units for measurement. Yes. So each box is 10 miles. The virtual tabletop I'm using right now is called Foundry. The program I use just to create this overworld map is called Wonderdraft. Wonderdraft does allow you to populate your maps with settlements and all that kind of stuff, so you can do like a proper campaign map. And I kind of had a brief flick through the second Solo Adventurers toolbox. They more expect you to come with a prepared map that you play through, whereas the first one is all about come in blank and just do random encounters. So we're going to go through the first one first. Like I say, I have no idea how this is going to go. This could be terrible. I literally have no idea. I have done a couple of these, not D&D. So this is D&D and making it solo. I have played Ironsworn before, which is another attempt at making kind of, what do you even call D&D? What kind of game is D&D? A tabletop adventure game? I don't know. Yeah, Ironsworn kind of does the same, and then they've got a space sequel called Starforged, I want to say. Which is also pretty good, actually. I think it was called Starforged. I preferred the space one. Ironsworn was a bit too Sean Bean Game of Thrones gritty for my liking. Whereas I quite enjoyed just mucking around in the space one. But anyway, that's completely off topic. Dungeons and Dragons is a fantasy tabletop role-playing game originally designed by Gary Gygax and Dave Arneson. Only one of those names is remembered by people. It's like, who was the guy who didn't walk on the moon, right? Good name to have if you're into quizzes. All right, so first things first. So the one thing you don't do kind of randomly, although I did do it a little bit randomly, is create your characters. I've decided to bring 2 characters with me. So I can kind of role play against them a little bit. I haven't walked on the moon, no. And I'm not going to lie, I don't really have any interest in doing so. It's not something that's on my bucket list. I'd love to fly around in the emptiness of space, but walk on the moon? No. I don't want to have to wear some kind of complicated suit. If I want to get the feeling of weightlessness and walking around bouncing on things, I'll just go to a trampoline park. I'm sure it's exactly the same. Oh, dear. Right? $100% the same. You bet it's cheaper as well. Yes, well, unless, and again, this, I don't know. I haven't looked into this. Unless the money NASA spent on the moon landing was actually all invested into making trampolines. I don't know. I don't know if trampolines existed before the moon landing. And to be clear, I don't think the moon landing was fake. I think it happened. But it would be quite funny if NASA spent millions and millions of dollars just making trampolines. But anyway, we're not getting very far in this kind of D&D campaign thing, are we? Oh dear. When did Roswell happen? Was that before or after the moon landing? Maybe Roswell brought the technology or the blueprints for trampolines. Trampolines absolutely existed before the moon landing, and this is why his characters never leave the tavern. Oh dear. All right, so the two characters. One is called Arthur the Clare, who at one point was called Arthur the Clark, but I clearly renamed him at some point, and I didn't really remember that. The faces, like the portraits, don't necessarily represent how I view them, but you know, I was using the free artwork from D&D Beyond, so you know, both of them are level 1. I'm starting these people from scratch. I may live to regret that because D&D characters become much more fun the more things you can do, but you know, I'm trying to keep this as non-complicated as I possibly can as I try to work my way through this system. The Roswell incident is the 1947 recovery of balloon debris from a ranch near Corona, New Mexico. Apollo 11 was the American spaceflight that first landed humans on the moon. Commander Neil Armstrong and pilot Buzz Aldrin. Wow, look, even like I'm assuming this is from Wikipedia. Even Wikipedia doesn't name the other one. Oh dear. He's a human. He is a fighter. He's a level 1 fighter. His fighting style is dueling. He is an entertainer. Yes, Michael Collins stayed in the command module. Oh dear. Last time I did D&D in a group, it was online. Michael Collins is a great name to know, like I said, for quizzes. It's a quiz question that comes up a lot. And his backstory, I gave him a little bit of a backstory. I guess I can just read this out to you. Just so you know. Hey, cheers for the alert, Rydog. I have seen the Space Jammer stuff. Yes, D&D Beyond is shoving the Space Jammer stuff down everybody's throats. Oh dear. That and the terrible dice sets you can get for pre-ordering stuff. Like, oh dear. Like, I don't know how other people feel about it, but D&D Beyond has definitely got microtransactions. I'm expecting loot boxes next. Hey Tiny. Welcome. How's it going? Yes, it is D&D. It's solo D&D. I almost titled my stream I'm just going to play with myself, but I don't actually know if Twitch would have allowed that. I wasn't 100% sure. All right, let's read Arthur the Clare's backstory. Arthur was once a great fighter. You hear the campaign is not great. I will respond to your statement in a little bit. Let's get through this person's backstory, shall we? Arthur was once a great fighter in the armies against both the necromancy menace and the time all wizards went crazy. By his late 20s, both events are over. Homeless and listless. Oh, I use listless for both of them. I don't like that. He joined a wandering troupe where he created the art of stunt dueling. Training up a small army of fellows, they would perform epic sword battles, complete with crude gnomish pyrotechnics and quippy one-liners. Here he also learned how to play the flute, taught by a beautiful woman whom he would eventually bond with, a bond that would eventually be shattered. Ellipses. I'm not going more into that. After a decade with the troupe, he decided to leave and wanders from town to town. There should be an extra 2 town there. Telling stories for either coins in his cap or free food and lodging at a local inn. In some bigger towns with nobles, he makes coin from their challenges. Still no one has beaten the Great Leclerc one-on-one. So I kind of see this guy, I believe I made him chaotic neutral. He's arrogant. He's a little bit up himself. He doesn't believe he's the greatest flute player. But he does believe he is the best one-on-one sword fighter in the world. And that's not something that he's ever going to disbelieve until he gets beaten. I have put in I will do anything to prove myself superior to my hated rival. Because this is a randomly generated adventure that we're going to generate as we go along, he doesn't particularly... There is a rival, we just don't know who that rival is or what they're a rival for. We can assume at the moment that that rival would be another unbeaten sword fighter, because that would make sense, but that's not necessarily what will turn out to be the truth if we ever meet said rival as we go through the adventure. He's a very honest person. He will tell the truth even if it gets him into trouble. And he's also very he's very sassy. He likes to throw around insults and he likes to be insulted back. But his mood can also change at the drop of a hat. He can go, he's kind of all over the place, and he reacts very quickly and honestly to whatever is happening around him. And it's kind of more honest to himself. So you never quite know what he's going to do. You picked up the monster manual from Spelljammer, although you doubt you'd ever use most of them in my campaign. Yeah, I mean, I don't really do... I've never really played that many... like paid for scripted campaigns. I normally just do my own, which, you know, maybe people would have preferred if I did do paid for campaigns, because they would have made more sense. But I prefer to make up the story myself rather than go through pre-written quests, if that makes sense. So I normally tend to just pick up, like you said, pick up the monster manual. I pick up the references. So I can put more things into something I'm doing. You don't do pre-sailing campaigns because you run a homebrew world. Yeah, and I prefer homebrew worlds. And I like to, as the world grows, I like to add in homebrew stuff like spells, mechanics, that kind of thing. I guess the thing with like the pre-scripted ones is I feel a little bit hemmed in. I don't know. I'm sure some of them are really good and I would enjoy playing through them, but, you know, as DM or a player, but it would be good. It would be good to start some proper D&D again. Maybe I can get everybody excited by doing this. I don't know. Hey, Trunks, welcome. I hope you are doing well. So that is Arthur Leclerc. And then with him is an elf named Bromgurn Copperbottom. Now, you may be saying to yourself, that's not a very elvish name. And you would be correct. Some say Bromgurn Copperbottom started off life as a dwarf, and then I hit the wrong button in D&D Beyond and just went with it. Others say that's not what happened. But yeah, I had the name and I chose the wrong race, and I couldn't be bothered to click the one back button to fix it, so I just went with it. But it's fine. It gave him a little bit of a backstory. Your party just fought a 30-foot steel worm and about to get snowed by an avalanche just after the short rest. So he also has a little bit of a backstory. The white hair for this one is correct. The dark skin is not. He's meant to be pale as anything, and he's only got one eye. He's only got his left eye. We don't know how he lost the right one. But anyway, Bromgurn was rushed from the destruction of Elvish society to the dwarves of the Ice Mountain. He was not the only elf who was raised there, but he was the only one who took more to the dwarven style of living. Sadly, by the time of his 6th birthday, he was already too tall to fit in the mines and was forced to learn the elven traditions around hunting. He took to the cold environment well, and his ability to track animals for food, I spelled animals wrong, and scout for information became well known. Soon a small band of elves formed a militia of sorts. Some dwarves even joined. The militia grew larger when a second band of dwarves tried to claim his home. This band was supported by goblins and a human mercenary group. This happened around Bromgurn's 20th year. After years of fighting, his home was overrun. His clanfolk either executed on the spot or taken as prisoners. He escaped, given the direct order to take the Dwarven Queen away to safety. He succeeded in that mission, but the Queen took to a new life in a large city and let Bromgurn go. Listless, I used listless in the other one, and none too happy in the city, he wanders around the smaller towns and villages looking for jobs he can do alone and far away from people. Oh dear. What does your elf eye see? The text is so small, even the elf eyes will struggle. An elf doing this in only 20 years? Yes, because he's being brought up in the dwarven style of living. He's not being brought up in the elven style of living. He may live a very long time, but he doesn't necessarily know that, right? He probably does. He probably does. Even a dwarf at 20 isn't realistic? This is a fantasy game. Nothing is realistic. Like we're not actually going to get into an actually conversation about D&D, are we? Come on now. Come on now. Oh dear. If he wants to be an overachieving elf dwarf at the age of 20, he bloody well can, all right? Next you'll be saying that, oh, there's no way a human can have a doctorate at the age of 12. It's been done, mister. Bloody overachievers making it all of us look bad. So yes, Bromgorn is, I think, meant to be 27. I said, yeah, he's around 27. Arthur is around 47. I don't know why I ended them both in 7s, but I did. And your second one at 14. Oh dear. I don't think the PhD in actually peopling at D&D is a real one. I think you made that one up. So we're now going to ask, if I can remember where it is, our first question. So, oh, someone just made a message come through in chat. Oh, they're all coming through. But only after someone waved like a cat. No, only some of them are coming through. All right, I don't know. I don't know what to decide. Maybe if you put an emote in a message, it comes through. I think if you put an emote in, it seems to come through. Oh dear. Yeah, there it is. All right. So we can get the emotes in. Oh dear. And now we know. Oh, there's no way the animated ones are going to look animated. No. I have Twitch linked because I'm hoping as we get into it, I can get people in chat to roll on the different roll tables. to make it. Sorry, I'm very tired this morning, and even though it's the afternoon for me, I always say this morning. Yes, I'm hoping that as we roll on roll tables, I can get you guys to roll on them, which I do by asking you for a roll, which is this one here. In fact, you can roll for the first one if you like. So let's find. We're going to ask a yes or no question, and the yes and no question is: do Arthur and Bromgurn know each other? So what we do for a yes or no question, I believe, is you roll a d20, and these are the possible results we can get. So if I just do one d20, let's see if anyone follows the instructions. Wow, lots of people were happy to roll just random numbers, but you asked them to roll, and that's just too much for them. There we go. All right, so that was a 15. So that is a yes. All right, so we know that Arthur and Bromgurn do already know each other. I should be writing some of this down, because you know what my memory is like, day one. All right, so... all right, so the interesting thing is that it doesn't really make a lot of sense that they know each other. There is a delay, mister. Oh, dear. Look, if you're going to be sassy, I'm going to be sassy back. Hey, no worries. Cheers for the luck. All right, so we now know that these two do already know each other. We don't know where they are on the map at the moment. We'll work that out as we go along. So I guess the next question we need to ask is, how do they know each other? Which isn't a yes or no question. So then I believe I go for... There is a table for this. Here we go. We're not going for events. We're going for the situations table. You want sass, do you? All right, so we want to try and get 4 words, I think. So, so we need to roll 4 d10s. And I should be able to click in to see what those are. You want sass, do you? Everybody likes a little bit of sass in the morning, right? Wakes you up more than a cup of coffee. All right, so we're going to roll 4 d100s as well. Thank you, Easy Update, for choosing just that moment to tell me there was an update. All right, so the first one is 628. It only goes up to 400. Oh, hang on. No. All right. So the first one was a 6. 5 to 6 is 200 to 299. So it's 228. All right. So our first word is execute. Doesn't bode particularly well for how they know. All right. That just goes white. Damn it. All right, so we then had a 9, which is 400, so it's 496. Wrestle. Oh, God, how the hell am I going to turn this into some kind of story that makes sense? So it's then a 1, which is 0 to 99, so it's just 10. Alarm. And then 6 takes us to, so that's 251. Freeze. So this is, how do they know each other? And these are the words I have to work with to try and make some kind of story as to how they know each other. All right, so they could have been in some kind of wrestling match, which then raised an alarm, which would then make them freeze. Maybe the cops turned up. What would they have been? What would they have been executing? And how does this mean they know each other? Like, would they have been wrestling together? I don't think Arthur is the kind of person who would wrestle. Bromgurn is. Bromgurn would definitely wrestle. So maybe Brom. I'm just going to call him Brom from now on because that's easier. Maybe Brom was wrestling with somebody else. Maybe to try and. Do I want execute to mean like execution? It could have just mean he was trying to do something. So maybe he was trying to break up. Maybe he was trying to break up a fight. Maybe he saw two people wrestling. He then tries to break it up. Maybe Arthur tries to break it up. I think Arthur breaking up the wrestling match makes a little bit of sense. Oh dear, this is pushing my creative juices maybe a little bit too hard. This early on, it's like mid-afternoon. All right, so it means Brom and somebody else were wrestling. So we now need to make ourselves an NPC. As you can see, there's a lot of random rolling to try and get the story on. All right, so we roll a D100, sorry. And we got a 2, so we've got a human. And then I'm assuming this is a D100 as well. I don't know what roll 2. Oh, it didn't. It's rolling D50s, isn't it? I think. All right, so 25 makes him male. Okay, so we roll 3 times in this. So he's human, male. We'll roll the other 2 at the same time because then I can just break it down like this. Oh, they were both 28? That seems very unlikely, but okay. 28, so he's lawful neutral. It's going to be hard to explain why he was wrestling with someone. And all right, so he's a tradesperson, merchant, artisan, professional. Oh, I see. Roll on. We then need another. Right, so that was an 88. So he is a butler. All right. I don't need to know what class he is. We don't need that, or what level he is. Hey, doing a bit, Trunks. All right, what should he be called? He's a butler, so I'm just going to call him Jeeves. All right, so Brom and Jeeves. Are wrestling in the streets. I'm gonna assume they're in a town right now. Well, no, this is how they met. This could have happened before. This could be happening right now. That'll be a yes or no question once I've written it out. We don't really need to know why. We can possibly ask why. Leclerc sees the fight. And tells them to freeze, while also raising the alarm. Brom and Jeeves do not stop. Also, I spelled towels wrong. That's fine. This isn't about spelling. I also spelled Leclerc wrong. That's fine. Don't worry about it. So wades in. Jeeves runs off, leaving Leclerc and Brom on the street, bloodied and ragged, when the police show up. Wow, and I'm getting slapped. I see how this is going. We got Flapjack? Nice. All right. I think this is happening now. I think we just accept that this is happening now. This is how they... Well, no, they already know each other. So, no, this is in the past. All right, so we need another yes or no question. And we're going to put a negative modifier on this one, I think. So can I request through Twitch for modifiers as well? No, because right now I can't actually bring that menu up. So there it is. Can I do 1d20 minus 4? All right. So the question we are asking is, did Arthur and Brom manage to explain to the police what was happening? In fact, I need to put in my notes what the question was. Did Arthur and Brom manage to explain to the police what was... All right, so the roll was a 3, which is a no. Really, that would have been Arthur trying to explain, because he doesn't want to get into trouble. All right, so did Arthur manage to explain to police what was happening? No. So therefore, both Brom and Arthur are taken to jail. Dice Orangery is not with you today. All right, so I think the next question we need to ask, yes or no question, because that happened in the past. Are they still in jail? And we'll just do a flat one there. Not likely, not unlikely. Having said you're normally the DM. Oh, a very high 20, which means they are still in jail. Now, is that good or bad? Should I phrase that question differently? I feel like a nat 20 should mean that they're not in jail rather than they are still in jail. But the question I asked is, are they still in jail? And the answer was yes. So, and they were very much so in jail. There's no wiggle room in that. All right, but that does mean the two. All right, so another question. Are they alone in jail? I don't know. Only the dice knows. 13. Yes. Yes, they are alone in jail. All right. So that means they will have time to get to know each other if they want to. Arthur is definitely the kind of person who would talk. Brom is the kind of person who wouldn't respond. He'd be more like a sullen teenager than anything else. So they'd probably get like one-word answers. All right, so an edgelord, a little bit of an edgelord, right? A little bit of an edgelord. So Arthur tries to talk to Bron. All right. I'm going to put this down to fate again, just because I kind of like having to play with the dice results that you lot give me. So the yes or no question is going to be, does Bron respond? And we're going to make that highly unlikely. So we're going to do a -4 to the roll. All right. That is a 4. So that is a no. Oh, dear. All right. As Arthur likes the sound of his own voice, he starts to tell a grand tale from his past. Why have the dice gods forsaken you? All right, we're going to do another roll on the situations list. How many ones do I want? We'll go 4 again. All right, so I need 4, was it D10s? I love the fact I've been doing this for about 40 minutes and we're still just coming up with basically backstory. Oh dear. Is this fun? Question mark? I have no idea. Maybe we'll do a yes or no question towards the end. I think I can force the roll if... oh, no. Trunks is in. All right, so that's a 9, a 5, a 3, and a 3. I'll do the D100s. Took me and your sister 3 days to do backstory for your D&D characters. All right, I need to see those broken down as well. All right, so the first one was a 9, which takes us to 400. So that's 490, which gives us win. That's a win. So 5 takes us to 200. So that's 248. Barricade. All right, the next two are free, so we're both in the 100. So we've got 190. Sorry, we're out of. Yeah, no, we're in the 100. So 199 is enforce, and 175 is disrupt. Yeah, that new tattoo is very, very nice. Yeah. All right. All right, so he's telling a grand tale from his past. We know he was involved in both a necromancy war and a wizard war. Or would he prefer to tell a tale from after that, from when he was with the troop? You already booked in for another 2? All right, I mean, so there's some kind of barricade. A win. He is a duelist. I think he probably won a duel. Try to enforce the win. He would have dueled for money. He's a jeweler for money. He would have tried to enforce the fact that he won. A bunch of nobles would have tried to disrupt that enforcement. So basically they're saying, no, we're not going to pay. So he had to barricade himself in the noble's house until they give up. Something like that. All right, so Arthur was dueling the son of a rich noble who touted himself as the best swordsman this side of some kind of river name we can come up with later. Normally Arthur is willing to play along and make the opponent feel good, but still win in the end. This time, Arthur humiliates the rich bastard. There we go. He spent a week writing a bunch of books and articles. Your current character has written, lol. They're all ridiculous. And asks for his payment. The gathered crowd is not happy, and a call to arms is made. It's the right way to play D&D. If you don't spend a lot of time creating a background for them, it makes the game boring. I tend to agree, honestly. But, yeah. Arthur retreats as he doesn't want to hurt anybody and barricades himself in the noble's wine cellar. Saying he won't come out until he is paid or has drunk all the wine. There, how's that for a story he's just telling to a sullen teenage elf who doesn't want to listen? All right, so we're trying to break the icy walls that is Brom. Because we want these two to go out on an adventure. The fact that they're in prison probably indicates their first quest is going to be some kind of escape and then run away. But we're not quite there yet. Oh, I don't know if I ever said that Brom was a ranger. Again, level 1. So the final line is intended to make people laugh. You know, Arthur's in this ridiculous situation. He's humiliated this little brat of a noble somewhere. The other nobles have all drawn their swords. He's successfully managed to fight his way back into the wine cellar, has barricaded himself in. He's saying, I'm not going to come out unless I get paid, or I'm going to drink all your wine. All right. So I think we ask a yes or no question. Does Brom laugh? I want to make this a certainty, so we're going to do a +6 to this roll. So 1d20 +6. New Batman, that you. This sounds like a Three Musketeers story. Arthur is very much that kind of person. Like he is a duelist. He's very proud of his sword prowess, and he makes his money by either telling stories of his dueling prowess or dueling the rich nobles or the sons of rich nobles. We've definitely learned more about Arthur than Brom so far, but that's kind of the point. Brom is going to be a very difficult character to get to know. D20 +6. All right, that is a 12. That is a maybe. That's a high maybe. All right, so I think we're gonna have to tell another story. All right, maybe. So with a maybe, I think we'll say Brom gives a little chuckle, but then goes back to ignoring Arthur. We're cracking him. We're cracking him. I love the fact we got a maybe on a certainty. You live by the dice, you die by the dice, right? All right, so I think do I want to just do another story? Do we want to see what Arthur decides to do next? Do we want to work out what Brom is doing? Is he just ignoring Arthur, or is he possibly looking for a way out? Is he looking at the jail door to see if he can pick it? Don't know. Also, where is perception on this list? Wisdom +2. I don't know. I think we're going to have to ask some questions here. All right. So first of all, we'll just do a simple yes, no question. Does Arthur tell another story? We'll just leave this to fate, so we'll just do a naked D20 roll. Oh dear. There you go. All right. Oh, tiny rolls is 17. All right. So yes, Arthur is going to tell another story. All right. So we need to do yet another roll on the situations table. You know what you're doing? You're a Twitch streamer pro. All right, we'll do we want to, no, we're going to do just 3 words this time, I think. So, just like Keiki. I know, right? I know what I'm doing. I'm going to need another cup of coffee, that's for sure. That's not a yes or no question. I'm deciding that one by myself. All right, so there are D10s. I'll do the D100s. Cake is even more pro than you. He streams way more than you. Doesn't mean I'm a professional. All right, so a 5 takes us to 226. 226 is exclaim. I mean, he is telling a story, so 3 takes us to 178, which is disturb. And then 2 takes us to 37. Audition. I've got a very not safe for work story formulating in my mind. Yeah, most of, well, it's not that my commands don't work. It's that those commands don't exist anymore. Oh dear. Hey, I'm Red. How's it going? Welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing well. All right, what would he be auditioning for? Maybe this goes back to when he joined the troop all those years ago when he had to audition for the troop. Is there lag with my camera? I couldn't tell you. I know a lot of people have been saying it and then they refresh and it fixes itself. I'm looking at the preview and there's no lag. But I honestly, I couldn't tell you. Like, I'm looking at my screen, it's fine. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You did refresh, but it didn't change anything. I'll look into it. But yeah, like I said, the preview looks absolutely fine. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. Now, when you say behind, is it the mouth movements don't look right? I'm assuming that's the only thing that can be behind, right? And if it is behind, how far behind? It's better for you, but not 100% fixed? It must be a Twitch thing then. If it got a little bit better for you, that's got to be a Twitch problem, right? Because I will say I've noticed it, not obviously with a camera with Rydog, but I noticed it on Rydog's stream that his sound gets out of sync all the time. Like when he's playing Call of Duty, the gunshots do not respond to when they happen on the screen, but it is something that gets worse over time. So I don't know what the problem is. It's something I'll look into. Hopefully it's not too distracting. Like I say, I don't know how to fix it, so at least not right now anyway. Mouth movement is behind the voice. Your gunfire was out of sync for Apex yesterday. Refreshing doesn't always fix it, but you blame Twitch. Yeah, I don't know where it comes from. You always find me distracting? Oh my. Oh my. All I can do is apologize and say I can look at it after stream, but I just hope it's not too distracting for everybody. All right, let's see if we can work out the second story that Arthur is going to tell. Now, we could just use the exclaim as he's going to tell a story, but I think that's kind of cheap. I think he's going to be way back in time where he was auditioning for the troupe. Because we never really went in on the backstory how he got into the troupe, so we can kind of start to flesh that out a little bit. So maybe he explained himself as the best swordsman. He's never been beaten, so you can't have somebody in the troupe beat him. Because it's canon that he's never been beaten one-on-one. He's never been beaten one-on-one. It could be that with his audition, because again, he is a cocky bastard. He would rub people the wrong way. So it's possible that while he's doing his audition, again, maybe he beats someone, maybe he injures somebody by mistake, which causes a disturbance, which means he then has to fight all of the troupe. After 3 refreshes, it's fixed for you. I kind of prefer the idea that maybe he's just like, I don't know. He would have been homeless and listless. He could have been. He is a drinker, so he could have been drunk. All right, I think we got a thing. So, while deep in his cups, one day Arthur is spouting to anyone who would listen about his prowess with the sword. And how he could beat anybody, not just one-on-one, but could take on the whole tavern. A group in the same outfit. I don't mean in the same outfit. They're not all in one outfit. It's not 5 people. I should define what a group is. But you know, they're wearing the same uniform. I was gonna have more teeth stuff done in January. Oh, that sucks. Decide to take him up on his offer. Swords are drawn in the pub. Never a good idea. making other people flee and causing a ruckus. They can only do so much at one time. I guess that makes sense, yeah. God, if I ever had to have like extensive mouth surgery though, just, did I say mouth or mouse surgery? I'll finish my mouth surgery, which is, if I ever need to have that, I'd only want to go for it once. So, oh my God, knowing that there's more coming up, that would just drive me insane. Now, if I was going to have mouse surgery, would I go for the ears, the nose, or the tail? That's a question for an OnlyFans if I ever make one, I feel. Not for the public Twitch stream. Since it involved grafts, they can only harvest so much tissue. Okay, yeah, gotcha. That makes sense. Oh dear. Now he is telling the story. So with supreme confidence and dexterity, he managed to beat all 5 of the group, but then falls over a piss bucket. For some reason. This is how he joined the troop. I can flesh that a little bit more if I ever want to try and turn this into a proper story. All right, I think I definitely want to. We'll do the question. All right, so we're going to ask again. At the piss bucket, does Brum laugh? And honestly, if he doesn't laugh at somebody falling over a piss bucket, there's something wrong with him, and I don't know if I want him to continue on this adventure. Maybe we'll just kill him off straight away. All right, so that's going to be a D20 plus 6. Oh, dear. I'm 100% out of coffee now. A 15 is a yes. All right, good. Hey, Angelic, how's it going? All right. At Brom's laughter, Arthur finally introduces himself formally, and the elf returns the favor. Hope you're doing well, and welcome. We are trying to do a random D&D adventure, which basically you roll on different roll tables to see where it's going. We spent an hour basically getting our 2 characters to possibly know each other. Is this good content? I don't know. You tell me. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not the one watching it. Oh dear. Do I like playing any of the Pokemon games? I haven't played a Pokemon game since... Ooh, I think it was Black. I think Black was the last one I played. No, I played the really stupid one that was on like a Hawaiian island. I think it was meant to be in a Hawaiian island anyway. I do not have a Switch, no. I think. Yeah, was it Sun and Moon? Sun and Moon? Was that on the Switch or was that on the DS? If it was on the Switch, I haven't played that one. If that was on the DS, or the 3DS, then I have played that one. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they've never done anything to try and change or like add to Pokemon games. They've only really made them easier, which is great. Like if your audience is kids, but then, you know, Pokemon Blue came out. I mean, I wasn't exactly a kid when Pokemon Red and Blue came out, but I think I was the age group they were going for, maybe a little bit above the age group they were going for. Like, I don't know why the difficulty had to get easier and easier with each iteration. So I just kind of lost interest in them, to be 100% honest. I did play Pokemon Go for a while. Didn't really get the point. Like, I'm the kind of person, if I'm out for a walk, I'll just look at the stuff that's around me. I'm very nosy. You know, I like to take things in. I mean, I write things, so watching other people do things is just always good fodder for whatever you're trying to do. So yeah, I don't really. Also, most of the time when I go out, I don't take my mobile phone with me. So there is that. Is that the one that was like Breath of the Wild? They tried to make it a little bit more RPG. Well, Pokemon is an RPG. I don't know why I said that, but is that the one you're talking about? I watched Flick play it, if that's the one we're talking about. So I'm not allowed to be a window cleaner anymore. That and the fact I kept on falling off the ladders because of my huge erections. There was no need for that. It did look better, but it looked like Pokemon Breath of the Wild. And I didn't like Breath of the Wild. I thought Breath of the Wild was an incredibly boring Zelda game. Well, to be fair, no, I thought it was an incredibly boring Zelda game and an incredibly behind the PC in what a kind of open world craft heavy RPG is. So yeah, I didn't think much of it, honestly. But again, that's just me, right? One man, one opinion. That's all I can have. Flick hated it also. Yeah, it's one of those things, and it actually goes contrary to the point I just made about Pokemon and the fact Pokemon never tried to change itself. Breath of the Wild changed the Zelda formula so much that it didn't feel like a Zelda game. And I think that was my main problem with it. So I'm kind of part of the problem with gamer culture, right? I want different things, but I want them different the same. Not, it's like your average Star Wars fan. Oh, I'd love it if Star Wars did something different, but it has to be the same. If it's not the same, I'm not going to like it. But also different, but also the same, but different. Flick said it was just get a quest and then just go gather this and bring it back over and over and over again. Yeah, so not different, but also different. It's got to feel the same, but it's got to be different. I don't know why you're not getting this concept. Like, do a completely different Star Wars thing. Bring back Grand Theft Auto and top-down 2D. Do a completely different Star Wars show, but make sure it's got Jedis, droids, some kind of roguish, rakish character that we can all fall in love with. You know, space battles. But make it different. But the same. I think the reason why I liked The Mandalorian so much... also, hello on Owen, if I didn't say it. I responded to your comment. I don't know if I said hello. I'll even wave. But I think that's, you know... it is a problem with all of these things. That's what the last trilogy is effectively. The old stuff, but new, yes. And of course, the prequels weren't. The prequels were very, very different. And they didn't do well. They just did not do well at all. Which is fair enough. I mean, you had one prequel which was about trade embargoes and paperwork, which I loved. I still think Phantom Menace is better than Attack of the Clones, if that's what the second one is called. I've said it many times. I've never actually watched all of Attack of the Clones because I fall asleep with Hans Christian Andersen and Panda Bear falling in love. It's the most boring thing I've ever seen on the movies. And I've watched some pretty shit movies. And then Revenge of the Sith is the most Star Wars feeling movie in the prequel trilogy, and it's the one most people like. Oh, you got to put Chris Pratt in it. And much like Chris Pratt and Ryan Reynolds, I want them to play a different character, but the same. Different, but the same. Hans Christian Andersen and Panda Bear? Yes. Oh, dear. What was he actually called? Hayden Christensen and... who is Anakin Skywalker, and Padme? That is both of their careers in a nutshell. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not opposed to a love story in a film, right? The Anakin Skywalker Padme love story is just so awful. Ah, and then just the fact that she just dies because she gives up is just, oh my God. Like, I think they thought that was like so poetic and so awesome. And it's like, she literally just had 2 children and she still decided to give up. Like, I don't know. Couldn't she have gone out in a blaze of glory? It was somehow worse than the love story that is Avatar. But yes, I don't. It was such a betrayal of a character and it made no sense. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. Like, how easy would it have been, right, for her to die? Basically, she has the kids, she gives them up, and then she just destroys the place to make sure that Anakin can no longer find them, right? Still not a great story, but better than, oh, I'm very sad. I'm just going to give up now. Don't get me wrong. I know it happens. I know people do just get very sad and decide to give up. And if you're feeling like that, please seek help. Because don't give up. The world may be shit, but it's better with you in it. Where the hell was I going with this? Let her die because of pregnancy complications? Yeah, would have made a lot more sense. You know what also would have made a lot more sense? If they'd never made Obi-Wan. But that's not a topic of conversation I'm going to get into today, because that's about just 3 hours of me moaning. Now that I've finally watched it. And it is so annoying because honestly, I think it's one of the better series they've made. But my God, they should not have made it. What is it Star Wars fans don't like? Oh, when we poke holes in the lore. Let's just poke so many holes in the lore that people just think we're basically a watering can at this stage. Obi-Wan is the Chewbacca defense. I love the Chewbacca defense. Oh dear, it's such a good defense. I honestly don't know what we were doing. I don't think I've got the discipline to do solo solo D&D. We're just getting lost in conversation. At some point, we're going to end up having a fight with a Jedi, and it's not going to make any sense, and then Disney's going to sue me. Waiting for the surprise. Nobody knew that Obi-Wan was alive and where he was, but he'd have everyone know he's alive and where he is. Yep. And what was Obi-Wan's one job? Look after Luke Skywalker. So what's the Obi-Wan series about? Princess Leia. Don't ask questions. I will say there was some great acting. Like it was honestly good to see Ewan McGregor back as Obi-Wan. For the longest time, I didn't really understand why they brought Hans Christian Andersen back as Darth Vader, because he was just in the suit but not doing the voice. But then they did explain it, I think in one episode. I think there was one episode where it's actually Hans Christian Andersen. And to his credit, I think he did a much better job than he did in the prequels, which isn't hard. But I don't see why it was made. I just do not understand why they made it. Oh dear. Good old Chewbacca defense. What was that a reference to? It was the what's he called? He was in Naked Gun. And he didn't murder his wife, but then he wrote a book about how he would murder his wife. His name is escaping me, and that's annoying me. O.J. Simpson, yes. I don't know if you've read the book he wrote about how he would murder his wife and get away with it. It is the biggest display of a baboon's ass I've ever seen in my life. Oh dear, I didn't murder my wife, but if I did, this is how I would have done it. And it's very similar to what happened, which is strange, but he didn't do it. All right, chat. We've been live for like an hour and a half, and this is how far we've got. One very tiny bit of page. Hey, cheers for the lurk on Aaron. Hope your meetings go well. All right, so what do we know? I never answered this question. So they didn't know each other. No, they did know each other. And we were discovering how they knew each other. Yes, they only knew each other because they were in jail. So they're now, I'm trying to work out if this is past or present. This whole thing that's going on in the jail. The wrestling was past. That'd be a good VIP welcome alert. The South Park Johnny Cochran, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not making any sense. I think Arthur talking, trying to break the ice is probably the present. I think that makes sense. So I think now that they've introduced themselves, they would start to discuss their situation. And I think obvious question for Arthur to ask is Arthur asked Brom who he was wrestling with and why. So now we're going to give ask a question, a yes no question. Does Brom explain? I want to leave this a little bit open-ended because I want there to be some kind of explanation, but what I'm really asking here, what I'm really trying to get is he going to tell the truth? Oh, maybe we should do, does Brom, he's going to tell a story, but does Brom tell the truth? Not that Arthur would know, but will know. So we'll just do a 1d20 roll for that. If anybody wants to take the roll. And then we're going to have to get ready to tell a story. So I'm going to go down to the situations table. All right, 17 is a yes. So he is going to tell the truth. Which is good. Again, not that Arthur necessarily knows he's telling the truth. All right, so now I'm going to want, I think 5 words this time. So let's roll 5 d10s. And then I can roll my 5 d100s while we're waiting. We haven't even started building the town or anything on the map. Like, we know they have to be in a town because they're in a jail. So we're going to have to put them in the world at some point. All right, so we've got 2 6s. 6s is 200, 299. So 239 is flee. And then 212 is entangle. Well, we know they were wrestling, so that's good. We know there's another 6 as well. So that'd be 292. May as well just work that out while we're here. Infest. All right, maybe one of them had fleas or nits or something. All right, so we then got a 2, which is 5 is actually 200 as well. All right, so we got 45, which is baptize. What exactly did we break up? And then 274. Grapple. Well, again, they are wrestling, so some of these make sense. Some of these are going to be quite hard to work into a story. Especially given Brom's character, which is that he's a loner. So why would he be anywhere where anywhere was being baptized? Or maybe someone was trying to baptize him. And maybe he was trying to run away. But Jeeves is lawful neutral. But if he's part of a cult, that would change who he was lawful neutral to. All right, so, and this gives us an interesting kind of leeway into a possible quest. There's some kind of weird cult in this town that we haven't created yet. So Brom states that he was in the tavern. This is going to be a small town, so most things will start in the tavern, possibly stop in the tavern. Maybe the cult is underneath the tavern. We don't know. Brom states that he was in the tavern one evening when a young woman approached. We're not going to make an NPC for the young woman because it's not important. And offered to join him and buy him drinks. He refused. Just to the woman's annoyance. He watched the woman go back to a table with a group of people and saw them whisper to each other and point at him every now and then. I don't know where this is going. The group soon left. And a short time after, the bartender sends over a free drink. The bartender we probably could do with rolling the NPC for, because we're going to need to know about him later. Saying he apologizes for the woman, but gives no reason. The next thing he remembers, I'm taking the infested to say that he was drugged. The next thing he remembers is waking up in a cold basement, hands tied, because he's entangled. Still feeling groggy. Nope, groggy. See, I type as badly as I talk, right? Sometimes I'll say mouse instead of mouth. I would have typed the same mistake. My brain don't work well. And tied a bunch of robed figures come and lift him towards a giant altar. Again, we can flesh this out later, what the kind of place looks like. In fact, I have an idea for a quest. which we might just go with. Waking up in the cold basement, hands tied, still feeling groggy. Bunch of road vehicles, calm lifting towards giant altar, by which is a giant pool of water. He knows enough about religious nonsense. Let's see how many people are upset by that statement. Religious nonsense to know he is about to be magically joined is a bit too light of a word, but it'll do for now. Joined to a cult. So he puts up a fuss, wriggles out of his findings and makes a run for it. The person wrestling him was from the cult, and he was glad to get away. And we know that's the truth. Arthur doesn't necessarily know that's the truth, but we know that that is actually what happened. So somehow Brom has managed to evade his captors and has run away from a group of people who are trying to force him to join this cult. And this kind of baptism that they would have put him through would have magically tied him and forced him to be a member of this cult, because that's how that works, apparently. Don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Maybe this is how they write modern Star Wars stuff. Maybe they just roll dice like I'm doing. Maybe that's why none of it makes sense. All right. So I think now I'm going to ask another yes/no question. I keep on hitting caps lock. Is Arthur shocked by this story? None of this is making any sense. It is just the Chewbacca defense. It's just a lot longer and not as eloquent. So again, 1d20 for a yes or no. I'm going to go refill my coffee in a minute, chat. All right, a 16 is a yes. So what that indicates is that Arthur has no idea that there is a weird cult in this town. So Arthur had no idea that a strange cult was in the town. And of course, another important question. So we know that he's shocked by the story. So then, if he wasn't shocked, he would clearly believe Bron, and there wouldn't be a problem. But the question now is, does Arthur believe Bron, even though he's called Brom? These are my own bloody characters that I made up, and I can't remember their fucking names. I actually think I wanted to wait this We'll do it after the roll. Because I want him to believe him. So I think we'll give it a +4, which makes it highly likely. That's fine. I just have to do some manual maths. What did I give you? Did I give anyone a lot of charisma? You got more charisma. All right. We've only used 2 of the many tables in this book so far. That's a 4 + 4 is 8. That is a maybe. Wow, my rolls are as bad as Trunks's. And it's a low maybe. It's not a high maybe. It's a low maybe. All right. So Arthur finds the story strange, not stange, and is not sure if he believes the elf, but is not ready to dismiss the story entirely. Bron, aware of this, says that he can take them back to the scene of the crime to prove his story. Arthur agrees, but first they need to escape from the prison. ... All right, so all of that to set up 2 very feeble quest leads. 1, which we're going to have to do, get out of the prison. And 2, see if we can find the scene of the crime and see where that takes us. All right, how are we going to try and escape from the prison? Nobody's got thieves' tools, so we can't really try to pick the lock. We do have a lot of strength. We could just try to break the door down and then escape. We could try to talk our way out using charisma. I think we're going to have to ask a few yes or no questions, and then we'll take it from there. But first of all, I am going to go and make myself another cup of coffee, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back, baby. Oh dear. Not a Lucas today. I've just realized where I put my camera is where Wob Wob goes. I see, you're just trying to cover my face. I see how it is. I see how it is. I do the same as well. I do exactly the same thing. All right, so I'm going to... I think we're going to try and set the two characters against each other, but we will go one way or the other. So I think Arthur would prefer to talk his way out, and Bron would prefer to probably break out unnoticed, but I don't know how we would open the door. We'd have to do some kind of check to see if maybe they didn't lock the door. We don't know, but we're gonna ask 2 yes/no questions, and then I think we're gonna throw the answers up against each other. I think to make this interesting, or all right. So we need to escape from prison. I'm making all of these notes, 1, in case we come back and never do this again. But 2, I kind of have in my mind that I would like to turn this into a story series if we keep on doing this as well. I'd like to do, look, at least I'm not on a boat, all right? We could have started on a boat. I didn't start on a boat. Excuse me as I cough myself to death. Yeah, I feel like I'd quite like to do like video recaps. I don't know how I would make it exciting and interesting to watch, but that's my problem with everything I make. So, what kind of adventure is this? I know, right? Every adventure starts on a boat. I know it's either a boat on the sea or a boat in the sky, right? How can it be a D&D adventure if you don't start on a boat? Breaking all the rules. All right, so Arthur wants to charm his way out. Bron wants to sneak out. So we need to find a way of we need to try and find a way of putting the two of them against each other. So I think I'm trying to decide, does Arthur try to charm Brom? He's got high charisma. What would you roll against a charisma check? Intelligence? If you were going to do it like someone rolls charisma, am I intelligent enough to know that you're trying to seduce me with your awful evil goatee and mustache? All right, well, let's ask the question. Does Arthur try to charm Brom? It is Brom. It's not Bron. Again, I made up this fucking name and I can't remember how to fucking spell it. To use his plan. All right, I'm going to do a roll to decide what the because we're gonna ask a yes or no question, but I'm going to do a roll to try and work out what the likelihood is going to be. Deception check. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a straight charisma roll for oh, that's a charisma roll of 5. That's not a good charisma roll. And then we'll do yeah, why not a deception check? No, that's gonna be the bonus, right? So that's 5. 5 is bad. We're just gonna make that a straight D20. I think then 4 does I've tried to charm Brom to use his plan. So then we'll do a 1 D20 roll if anybody in chat wants to grab it. Oh, that's good hot coffee. That's a 2. So that's a no. That is a no. All right. So Arthur's not going to try to charm Brom to use his plan. All right. So then I think we're going to go the other way. How is Brom going to try and get his plan across? They could try and do an arm wrestle, but then that is in Arthur's favor. You're consistent. That is true. All right. I'm going to see. We may not use this roll. But can I get anything that makes sense? So 1 D10 and then 1 D100. So 5, so that's 204. So that would give me the words enlighten. No, that doesn't help. That just plain doesn't help. All right, so Arthur's not going to try to charm Brom. All right, so I think the next yes or no question then is, will Arthur simply go along with Brom's plan? And we're just going to do a flat roll for that one as well. Again, if anybody in chat wants to grab it. A 15 is a yes. All right, so we're going with Brom's plan. All right, so so they decide to try and sneak out. Arthur asks, how do they get out of their cell? It's a very good question. Because again, we don't have anyone who is good at picking locks. So that's not going to help us. Arthur's very good at using disguises. He could play his flute to try and put them all to sleep, but I don't think that's something he really knows how to do. I guess we can do a perception check to see. We're going to do a perception check to see if there's a secret door, I think. Now, how hard do I want this to be? And I've definitely forgotten the Dungeon Master's Guide for how you decide how to make something difficult with a DC check. And I don't really want to have to go and find it, surely. Oh God, we can give people emotions. If we're giving them emotions, they're all gonna hate me. Is there anything in here which is like we can generate rumors? Here we go, skill checks. I think we will try to make this a moderate skill check to see if he can find a secret door using his perception. If Brom doesn't see one, we will give Arthur a try as well. But we're going to do Brom first. So Brom looks for a secret door. DC 15, so he's going to do a perception check. We're going to give Brom advantage because I think we kind of like him to find a secret door. So we're going to try and push it that way as much as we can. And he got a 12, even with advantage. So that was a fail. All right, so then Arthur is also going to look for a secret door. Again, he'll do a perception check. No advantage for him. He's got to get 15. Look at that. Nat 20. Arthur, you're an absolute legend. Look at that. Honestly, the fact that it's a 20 kind of makes me think that something good should happen out of that. So not only does Arthur find the secret door, he also sees how it works, and offers to open it. All right, so another yes or no question. So it's not really a yes or no, but I want to phrase it as a yes or no question. It's, are they going to open the door now, or are they going to wait till nighttime, where there's, you know, probably less guards, less people out on the street, so they can try and find a place to hide. I'm just going to do they open it now? Yes or no question. I'll just roll this one myself, I think. No. That's a 5. That's a no. All right, so we're going to use that no to say they both decide to wait until after sunset, so they can use the cover of darkness. And they also assume less random guard checks at night. Not that we've had a single guard check in the story, but we can assume they're in jail. We can assume there will be guards roaming around, making sure people are still in the cells. We haven't designed the jail, which we probably should have done, but I'm going to say it's fairly small, probably only one cell. It's a small town. Certainly fairly small, probably only one jail cell for everybody. All right, so when night falls and just after guard checks on them, they open the secret door. So again, yes or no question. Does the secret door lead straight outside? Again, I'll just do a flat D20 for this. That is a yes. All right. That was a rather easy and uneventful escape from jail. So they emerge from the jail into the town, into a back alley. They will, however, be wanted men in the morning. So it begs the question. The only reason to stay is if they can find proof of this cult that may or may not exist. Because Arthur's still not 100% sure. So, it begs the question, do they search for the possible cult now? No, they do not. And decidedly, no, they do not. So I think this should bring about some dire consequences for them. God, I'm rolling all over the place. All right, so they decide they will wait till morning before they search. But no, the guards will be looking for them by then. So Arthur, who is a master of disguise, Arthur, master of disguise, offers to use his talents to make them look like brand new arrivals. I'm going to say Brom agrees. I'm not going to roll for it. We're just going to keep this story going a little bit. But the question is, so they leave the town. He's got his disguise kit. He can't change the clothes, which may be a little bit of a problem. They leave the town to find a small, hiding spot so Arthur can get to work. All right, so now that they're leaving the town, all right, so a yes or no question. Do they leave the town unnoticed? 7 to 12 is maybe. Maybe, but that was a high maybe. It's not a yes though, so possibly somebody noticed them. That's fine. We can weave that in as we go. All right, so they find a hiding spot. Oh, hang on. No, do they find a hiding spot first? First of all, they've left the town. So let's see if we get a... we should do random wilderness generation because we're not putting any of this on the map. I'll go back and work that out later, I think. We're going to want possibly a wilderness encounter. Hey, see you later, Trunks. Thank you for stopping by and enjoy the rest of your day. Yeah, maybe I don't want it. Maybe I want an urban. No, I don't really want an urban encounter. Let's just roll the D100 and see what this would give us. So there are 75. Would be monster level appropriate hard encounter. Well, that's fucking typical, isn't it? All right, so before they find a safe place to hide, monsters attack. All right, so we are going to have to pull an attack encounter together, which I think is good. All right, so monster. All right, so we're 2 players. It was I should have taken note of what it was and written it down so I could remember. I should have known how bad my memory was. It was a 75. Hard encounter. All right, so now there's 2 of us. So 2 PCs, first level hard. To determine this encounter, I want to use the 1 PC level 2 hard. Is that before or after this? Oh, here we go. So 1 PC level 2 hard. So we roll a D6. It's a 4. All right, so we need a CR quarter. It's actually just 2 CR quarter. No. And a CR half. Is there a monster table? We're not doing a boss. Yes, there is. All right, so I need 1 CR a quarter, so we're going to roll. All right, that's... No, that's the wrong button. Switch over to my kind of rough dungeon scene just for now. As we put this together. So... 1 CR a quarter, we roll a D6. That's a 2. A constrictor snake. Oh, God. Really don't like the way PDFs move. I don't want to close you because I need you, but I also want you out of the way. Can I move you off screen? I think I can get you to go off screen, but I didn't open you in the right way. All right, so monsters. Do I have constrictor snake? I do. All right, one constrictor snake. And then one CR half. Oh, that's a D4. That was a... I didn't see what that was. That was a 3, which means it's a... Saharugin. I don't know how you would pronounce that, but it's one of those. Does this bring up my constrictor snake thing? It does. Excellent. All right. So we got our monsters. We are going to need to refer to this a lot. So let's try and... Oh, stop moving. Let's save the day one entry. Let's close that down. We're going to need both of our heroes. Oh, I can zoom out on this a little bit. All right. So we're going to put our two... Oh, that didn't actually make it smaller. Can I make it smaller? No. Our 2 player characters down the bottom. Oh my god. I'm just gonna have to no. Let me close you. Thank you. I then need to go straight back into that book, but it's so fucking annoying. All right, roll 1d8. Monster is that many squares away. All right, so for the snake, that's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's down. Let me move him. I don't want to measure. I want to move him. I'm the GM. Let me move. Okay. There we go. It wasn't him anyway. It was a 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the other one, we roll another D8. Oh, he's even closer. 1, 2, 3. All right, so then I'm assuming we create an encounter. Let's get rid of this. How do I add you to an encounter? Not like that. All right. It's not nighttime. This is outside. But I forget how to do lighting on dungeon scenes. Um, which darkens the scene. How do I make it day? Might be in a different button. Oh dear, I've made it worse by making it daytime. All right, there's now a light source. Will that do it? Yes. Okay. Sorry, that was me trying to remember how Foundry works more than anything else. All right, so we have to roll for initiative. Which we can do. All right, so first up is you. What do you do? What do you do? Oh, I think he's just going to rush in and attack. He does have a spear. He also has an ability to multi-attack. All right, so he's going to move in because he's definitely got the movement to do that. He's then going to multi-attack. All right, so he bites. No advantage on them. And that's a 22. It's against the ranger. His armor class is 14. So that is... Oh, stop. That is damage. That's 5 damage. They could die here. There's a very good chance they might die here, in fact. All right, how do I tell you that his round is over? Maybe you don't. Maybe you just go for it. All right, so it's now Brom's chance to... now, he's only got a ranged weapon. He could try to move away... None of these are his favored enemies. I guess I can equip. Well, his short sword wasn't equipped. I forgot. All right, so I guess he's just going to try an unarmed strike against this. Oh, all right, nat 20. So that definitely goes through. And we're going to make it a critical hit, which makes it 3 whole damage. Everything is going according to plan. All right, so now we're on to the constrictor snake. He's got a lot of movement. He can only bite or constrict. What does constrict do? All right, I think he's going to move up because, again, he's got the movement to do it. He's going to attack Arthur, and he's going to go for the constrict. That's a 6. I'm going to say you've got better armor than that. You do. All right, that was a swing and a miss. All right, now Arthur is just going to hit him with his sword. That's a 7. That's pretty shit. Nope, that doesn't get through either. All right. I don't want him to move unless I feel I can take the attack of opportunity. Second wind is a health thing, right? Yeah. We don't have any bonus actions that are particularly useful here, so I guess we'll go back to old Mr. Man. I should have had the ranger disengage. I think keeping him up there was a mistake. All right, he's not going to multi-attack because I just don't think that's fair. We could. This really is to just try and keep him alive. We could go and look at the Monster Intentions Tactics table. Do a roll on that, just so he doesn't just constantly attack. Yeah, let's do that. Let's use this as well, I think. We'll put this over here with the other pile of stuff. I need a much bigger monitor, it turns out, to keep all the D&D junk. I can't even get to where I can roll. I believe I can just roll by putting it down here. So 1. No, I'm not meant to be acting as you. Maybe you have to do a roll anyway. Oh, is it /R? Yes. /roll. All right, he rolled a 49. Monster simply attacks, purely out of instinct. All right, I tried to save you. But he's just going to attack you again. Hey, Rogu, welcome, welcome. He's going to go for a bite. That's a 30. Oh, you may be able to. You seem to be the one thing that I can't quite see. Excellent. He's 14. All right, that is a swing and a miss. Excellent. He was just going to attack. He doesn't run away afterwards. All right. We will then go to you. I've kind of forgotten how disengage works, which is my main problem right now. Oh no, that's rollable tables. Chat, how does disengage work? Yeah, you don't take attacks of opportunity, but I can't remember if you can move your full movement or if it's I know it costs you your action. Okay, I think you just use your full movement. All right, so we're going to try and disengage. We've got a movement of 30, I think. So we're going to try and get down here as a disengage, because I really, really want you to start getting some arrows in there, but then that's your turn done. All right, Constrictor Snake. We're going to do another D100 roll. That's a 78. Monster Vita's enters its territory and uses a challenger. It attacks immediately, trying to drive you backward. It might make strength checks to push you back. Oh, no, hang on. There's a different one for round by round. What was it? 78. Enemy takes your presence here as a personal affront and attempts to intimidate you. It makes an intimidation check against your wisdom. If it succeeds, make your next attack a disadvantage. If it fails, it goes straight into melee brawl. All right, so that's an 8 against... Who are we attacking? Arthur. Wisdom? No, sorry. It should have been a saving throw. He actually failed. All right, excellent. So he's... So we're going to have disadvantage on the next attack. But the snake doesn't attack us this time. I wish you could just kind of like minimize these. It doesn't do PDFs natively, as I think you can. Oh, okay. Apparently, it went really small. That's too small. I can't even read it now. All right. That's quite nice. It's got that up there. All right. So now we are on to Mr. Leclerc, who again is just going to hit you with his sword. He's got disadvantage. So that's a 6. That's got to be a miss, right? Yeah, he's got an armor class of 12. That's definitely a miss. God, level 1 fights, aren't they fun? Okay, so we're going to do our D100 roll, which gives us a 14. Creature makes an attack, then moves away, provoking an opportunity of attack if necessary. He does have a spear. Which would just about hit him from here as a melee attack. All right, so he's not going to get an attack of opportunity on him, so he's going to attack with his spear. 18. I'm pretty sure that does break your armor class. It does. That's 3 damage. So far, the monsters are definitely winning. So now we're back to this guy who can finally put some longbow shots into... Oh, I had to hit begin combat. That's why it hasn't automatically been going through. It's too late now, I think. Well, no, we just had his turn. All right. So we now know it's Brom. He's going to do a longbow into him. That's a 22. That's got to be a hit, right? That is indeed a hit. That is 7 damage. And then, what is the range on your longbow? He's going to move away again. And then that is his turn done. Why did it go to you? Oh, I did next round rather than next turn. All right, so Mr. Snake. We're going to do a roll. Which is a 4. If the monster has dropped to less than 50% HP, that seems like wishful thinking. Yep, it hasn't been hit once. Taking double movement. Well, it hasn't, so I'm going to assume it just attacks then, because it wouldn't just do nothing. That's just dumb. We are again. We didn't. Did we constrict last time? We did, but it missed. We're going to bite. Disadvantage is gone, so we don't need to worry about that now. That's a 9. That is a miss. Excellent. All right, so Arthur is once again just going to stand here and hit them with his equipped sword. That's a 9. That is definitely not for your armor class. Good God. All right, that's fine. That's fine. This is going well. All right, we roll our D100. 19, eh? If there's more than one enemy attacking the PC, they all attack. Ah, shit. And then move away in different directions. PC can only choose one on which to make an opportunity attack. All right, well, we'll attack with the normal one first. That was bad for us. And in fact, he's going to move in first. And then he's going to do his multi-attack again. So he's going to come in with a bite. 19, that's definitely a hit. I may have just killed you, Arthur, but it'll be fine, right? It's not like I brought a healer or anything. All right, so he's on 5 health. And then you actually still have another attack. You get to come in with your claws. 50. Oh, thank God, that was a miss. All right, but then you're going to run away, and I'm going to take my attack of opportunity on you. 19. That is a hit. For 6 damage. All right. And then he runs away, right? Move away in different directions. So he's still going to go 30 feet. He's going to go. No. There we go. No. Stop. He's going to move over there. We've already done the opportunity attack. And now the snake is going to have a swing at him. Just going to go for a simple bite. That's a 12. That is a miss. He also runs away. No attack of opportunity on this guy, though. And the snake is also 30. All right. Next round. We're going to try and finish this guy off. So we're going to put a longbow shot into him. 18. Oh, come on. That's got to be a hit, right? Yeah. All right. Damage. Good damage roll. 5. Oh, you've left him on 1. He may run away because he is very, very injured now, but he's only got 1 health point left. And then we are going to move you. And then 1 more. So we want to keep you away from everybody. All right, so now it's the snake's turn. We do our D100 roll. A 2. If the monster has dropped to less than 50% health, it flees. The snake hasn't even been hit yet, has it? No. All right, so it's just going to attack. We'll do a simple bite again, I think. 18. Yep, that's through. That's 5. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. I don't know if this has got saving throws built into it. All right, Arthur is down and is down to his saving throws, so that's not good. This was our first fight, damn it. Well, no, you're not defeated. You need to do your saving throws. All right, so you now... Do I have a saving throw button? Because I honestly can't remember how saving throws work. There's a death save section. All right, here we go. That's a fail. That's a fail. I think you get 3 from what I remember. All right, so we roll on our D100 for this guy. That's a 64. That's the best place in Zoo Lane, if I remember correctly. Is that 57 to 92? Yeah. If the creature won initiative, then it was aware of your presence. And has a surprise attack ready. That doesn't really count. All right, so we're going to say it's just going to do a simple move and attack then. Who are we on? We are on this one. So it's got... This is the only one who's still up. We're not going to go to try and finish the other one off. I do not believe it's got anything with that kind of range. Oh, it can throw its spear. It could throw its spear. So it will, but then it's not going to have it going forward until it gets it back. Because that's how I've always done spears, because it makes sense to me. That definitely feels like a hit to me. It is 7 damage on the... Oh, he's also dead. right, we got into a fight and then they both died. So, that's the end of that. That's the end of that. Look at me being so hopeful we'd get past day one. Let me edit the entry. So Arthur died to a snake bite. Brom died to a spear through the chest. The end. All right, chat. Now that is done, was it enjoyable to watch, or should I never do it again?